Jason, before we take this flight, I feel parched.
You know what? So do I, man. It's summer's over, winter's moving in, but it's a dry winter, and I'm all dried out.
Yeah, my nose is bleeding.
Yeah, my throat's sore.
Is it from the winter?
Yes.
Exactly. Well, before we take a flight, let's sit back in the lounge here, the pilot's lounge.
And do what responsible pilots do before a flight.
Have an alcoholic beverage.
Hell yeah.
Let's have a beer from craftbeerclub.com.
Someone told me, hey, you want a beer from my fridge? And I said, yeah, I'd love a beer. And he pulls out some domestic thing. And I said, surely you didn't get that from Craft Beer Club.
No.
And he didn't even know what that was.
He didn't. Craftbeerclub.com. Right now, if you use the promo code FCF Network in the search engine, when you go to the website, it says search, just put FCF Network. You'll get $10 off a 3-month subscription, free shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, beer is heavy, right? Because these are bottles. They're not cans. These are beer bottles.
If I put a second piece of paper in an envelope, I have to put like an extra stamp on it, let alone a whole thing of beer.
Thank you. So you'll get 2 different breweries. You get 4 beers, 4 types of beers every month. You get 3 of each. So like, let's say you drink one. You go, oh, that was delicious.
Oh, man.
I wish I had another one.
Boom, boom. Right?
Boom, boom. You get 2 more. So you get 4 different kinds of beers, 3 of each of them, delivered to your door once a month.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Great value.
And you're like, $10 off? Thank you, FCF Network.
Perfect.
Then I say, wait, there's more.
There can't be more.
Free shipping, right?
These guys got to be going out of business. How do they make money like this?
And you get a subscription to Beer Connoisseur magazine, and you get a free gift.
I love free gifts.
I know Kevin from Let's Try This Podcast. He got the bottle opener. He says it's great, and he says this. You'll get a boner over this. It says it does not dent the bottle cap. Thank you. And so, in each month, you get a flyer for each of the breweries, and you got those with you?
I got a couple right here. They're really cool. They talk about the breweries that are featured in that month's shipment, and also on the back it says "Food for your brew," and it gives you awesome recipes.
Oh, so it gives you the recipe. It doesn't just say, "Oh, these are good."
No, it doesn't just throw caution to the wind and tell you what food you could do. This is how to cook it. It says smoked beef brisket, Thai curried mussels. That one sounds awesome. I love Thai food.
Really?
Oh yeah, and it tells you how to make it, everything you need for it, and then it says, "Hey, kick back and enjoy one of our beers with this delicious recipe."
And it even has some trivia questions on it, right?
You bet it does.
Give me a craft beer trivia question. See if I can answer it.
What is the strongest known beer in the world?
I don't have any idea.
The strongest beer in the world is Brewmeister's Snake Venom. While regular beer usually has about a 5% alcohol, this Scottish bottling has a whopping 67.5.
I want to try that.
That can't be a beer at all.
Dustin, get that for us, right?
Thanks, Dustin.
All right. Well, hey, craftbeer.com, promo code FCF Network, $10 off, free shipping, and a free gift. Let's do this.
Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Ah, yes. Welcome, all of my friends, to Couch Pilots, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but most of people know me as the Black Bullwhip. And with me, as always, is my rider in the sun. It's Captain Cheesecake, or Philip Restisher. Good evening.
Hello, buddy. Ow!
I see what you're doing. You're the I don't think I can do that noise.
Try it.
You're the weasel.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore.
Foreshadow.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's what I do.
For sure. Right? Pauly Shore.
Some of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Count them down.
Encino Man.
Biodome.
Jury Duty.
In the Army now.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But Encino Man, I love that movie. Love it.
People, that's one of those movies you have to see at the right time, and then it's just galvanized in your heart.
Sure.
You know, as such as our classically blue links are galvanized. And then people are just like, I love Encino Man for the rest of my life. And I think you had told me once that your mom loves, that's her favorite movie, Encino Man.
If we did a movie podcast,
right,
and we did Encino Man, we would have her here, and then you would just listen to me and her just run off lines from it. She's went through VHSs.
Yeah.
She's went through DVDs. Mm-hmm. And
I didn't know you could go through a DVD. Like VHS, they got the tapes, right? And something can get stretched or ripped. But a DVD, is it like it's thinned out towards just like a wafer?
Exactly, that's what it is. Each time it spins, it's a little smaller.
I had no idea.
She's watched it so many times. Yeah.
I would love a podcast about your mom and you.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Well, this is what I say.
Who has $10? Let's do it.
No, I don't have it for that. But someone once told me, and I think it's probably still going on, is that there was a podcast, and they said, what we do every single week is watch the movie Grown Ups 2. So every week they watch it, and then they podcast about it. Oh. Every week. I think you guys should do that with Encino Man.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. If anybody wants to donate, go to fcfnetwork.com, click the donate button. If you give me $20, we'll do a couple episodes.
If you want to hear it, hashtag Encino Mom, right?
Right, exactly. I like that. High five that shit.
High five it. Nice.
We're on a roll already.
Oh yeah, we are.
I feel pumped. We're doing this on a different night. I mean, let's draw back the curtain a little bit. Mm-hmm. And folks, we usually record these on Monday nights.
All right.
We had an FCF meeting.
Big important meeting. All the heavy hitters were there.
All the big wigs were there.
Except Dave Rowan.
He's a heavy hitter. And I had a really important question to ask him, and I couldn't get an answer.
Was it about docking?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll find it. You'll get that answer, buddy.
It's about. You want me to go ahead and say what that question was? Do you remember it?
Is it about gay?
No. You don't remember the question?
No, what was it?
Because I asked Adam instead. I knew he wouldn't have the answer, but how do you keep things moving along in the bedroom during coitus when there's poop in your hand?
Okay. I guess it's not entire. I do remember you asking that now, and I guess that is not an entirely gay question, but a question nonetheless.
Right.
And I'm sure Dave at least has an answer for. I used to watch, and I still on occasion watch the show Community. You ever watch that show?
Yeah.
You got Chevy Chase on there, and he's a millionaire because his dad invented these wet wipes. And in one episode, they have this huge gay following. Like his brand has a huge gay following. So they don't come out and say exactly why, but I think gay men love wet wipes for perhaps the reason that you were questioning Dave Rowan about. So
exactly.
Therein lies your answer.
I love it. Before I think I need to disclose this to you that before we get on the plane, because right now we're in the pilot's lounge.
Sure.
Before we get on the plane, I do have an issue that might affect because you get everything. You get it up.
You do everything in the middle,
and then you bring it back down. But I might have some problems doing everything in the middle because I need to see a podiatrist.
Do you have a corn?
No, I have
bunion,
a toenail issue.
Really?
And so when I'm pressing on the gas pedal in the plane, there might be some issues. And I think to myself, because that's how I refer to myself.
Absolutely.
I'm like, you're really getting old. Like you're at the age of like old personness because
this is when things start falling apart.
Right. And the other day I had to ask my grandma, like, who's your podiatrist? Do you like her? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I love her. She's the best podiatrist ever. And so now I have to go call this person and get podiatry work done.
Can I just rip the nail out?
I prefer you not. Girls like my nails.
That's okay. Good. Girls gotta like something, right? Hey, you know what girls like.
I know what girls like. I know what girls like. And some boys.
There is I often take the brick that holds open DSJ's office/janitor's closet to do whatever I need that brick to do. Sure. I say we grab that before we get on the plane, and we just put that on the gas pedal of the airplane, so you don't have to abuse your foot. We
can try it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'll have as much control over a brick, but I'm willing to try anything.
Basically, your foot is just applying pressure, and that's all the brick will do, right? So, I mean...
But I can regulate what kind of pressure I want, except for this big toe.
What if we put like a broomstick down there, and you could just like poke it with the pressure, but you use your hands instead of your foot?
You know what? Let's give it a try. I'm all about it.
Okay. You can put your boot at the end of the stick too, so it feels like
yeah, so it's realistic, right? For like photos and stuff.
Yeah, for all the photos we take of you pressing the gas.
For all the regulations. Hey guys, in a couple months we're gonna not a couple months, but probably next month we're gonna go ahead and our pilot's license are gonna be up for renewal, and so we have to take a test. So I'm thinking we should probably let's just go ahead and do it on the show.
The test on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, like the pre-test or the actual test?
We'll do the pre-test on the show.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hashtag pilot pretest.
hashtag Encino Mom, right?
I love it.
I love you.
We got a lot of hashtags.
So many hashtags, and perhaps equally, so many fan feedbacks. We had a great event recently, a soon-to-be annual event known as CouchCon, and a lot of our frequent flyers showed up, and they sent us their feedback from their experience of the event. We talked a little bit about it last week and even the week before that, but here's some more right now. What do we have today?
Right before that, can we go ahead and announce where CouchCon 2018 is going to be?
Please go right ahead. I'm so excited.
Dee Dee, over in Australia, she's our ambassador.
Right.
She's got a great deal on some property there, and I'm thinking we're going to try it international in Australia.
Australia.
Yeah,
Why not? Why not, right?
I'm going to try it. This one's from Instagram.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, one more.
Instagram.
You know what? One more.
Instagram. Love it. We posted a picture of the Ramada Inn.
And Folsom?
Yep. Hashtag CouchCon 2017, which everyone was instructed to use that for all Twitters and for Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I said, and this is what I said. I said, tomorrow is the big day, CouchCon 2017. Hope to see everyone there bright and early for registration at 6 a.m. And let's see. I think is it Lori Garcia?
She was there for sure.
Yeah. It says, we all know everyone is here to see me. Hashtag I run this shit. Hashtag First Lady of Air Force One. And hashtag CouchCon 2017.
You know what? I know that her event was early in the day. It also sold out immediately, but I don't know if those things are related. Maybe it sold out immediately because it was early in the day, or maybe it really is because she run this shit.
She run this for sure. On Facebook, we posted the same picture, and Thomas Kingston, our man of mystery, we don't know where he is or what he's been doing, but he says, I live in Sacramento and been trying to find that hotel. I was going to crash the con, but damn, I can't find it. Which Sacramento is really close to Folsom. If you fly in, which we flew into Sacramento,
yeah,
and we had to take a limousine over to Folsom, and I put, it's off the beaten path, but you're welcome to come and stay with Big E.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Right.
Big E can't sleep anyway when he's on the road. Remember when we took that road trip? He didn't sleep the whole time, right?
I talked to Michael Sink tonight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Great.
Great.
This is another one from Facebook from CouchCon. I posted hashtag CouchCon 2017 is in full swing today. All set up for tonight's live secret show. See you there. And I took a picture of...
Oh, the meeting room space? The ballroom?
The ballroom, because that's where they had it. Molly Clayton.
I know her.
Yeah. Beautiful woman.
It's a stewardess.
Yep. She put, gonna be great.
Yeah. What else? I mean, that almost was our slogan for this year. Gonna be great.
Yeah, we definitely need to come up. Hey, folks, if you want to come up with a 2018 CouchCon slogan, go ahead and then hashtag CouchCon 2018 and then write your slogan.
There you go.
We also had Dustin from Drunken Lullabies. He put, I've already been drinking for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Great stuff.
I know we didn't. He had him on for the 100th episode after CouchCon. And he didn't. They talked a little bit about their experiences, but any more feedback they have, please, Dustin, Scott, send it in, man. Frequent flyer points, they're up for grabs.
This is from Instagram again. I posted the picture of the banquet hall with all the chairs and everything, get everything set up. And Lori Garcia posted, Jason, please stop sending me dick pics. Do you want to skip over that, or you just...
We'll take that offline.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see if I have any more CouchCon. I'm trying. Oh, yep, I do. I posted a picture during our dance. You can't see it right here, but there's a picture.
It's like an over the shoulder, right? A bird's eye view kind of.
Yeah,
picture.
Of all the crowd and everything.
That was awesome. We had those drones flying around taking videos and pictures.
It was great. It was well worth the money.
Incredible.
Dustin posted, "I'm in the back." It was a crowd of people, and of course and then Dee Dee put, "Did Conrad turn up because he lives in Folsom.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard from Conrad, but we'll see. And Lori Garcia put, oh my God, why can't Blake hold his booze?
Yeah, I mean, if not there, then where? Right?
I don't do it on the show. I don't hold my booze on the show. Why would I do it at the party where all the booze is and the music?
That's basically telling you to chug, 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 chug.
Thank
right?
you.
You're welcome. Oop.
Oh, was that you supposed to do that?
That was me.
Okay. Kevin Clark from Let's Try This says, such a great rave. Felt like I was back in the years of our Lord 2000 Ad 1.
Great year.
Great year. I love these guys. So much fun. Let's see. I'm just trying to find the Couch Con ones.
That's fine.
Lori Garcia, I think. Okay. Lori Garcia on
Boy, you're really driving it home.
On Instagram. The picture of right before we did the live episode, she put Couch Pilots podcast. I think he should go to a doctor and have those bumps examined. That was
Who's that?
Lori Garcia. I don't.
Well, whose bumps?
It doesn't say.
You know what? And that's just. It's ludicrous, right? Because that doesn't mean anything. But Lori
Love
Garcia,
ludicrous.
She's still getting frequent flyer points even for a nonsensical phrase. You could literally send us anything, and you're going to garner points.
Right? She's racking up points all over the place. We did hear from Conrad, based off of Dee Dee's comment. Did Conrad turn up? And I haven't heard from Conrad in a while. It's been a while. I'm afraid something has happened to him. And Conrad himself posted, haven't been able to fly for a while due to a rear inner ear disorder that causes high altitude pressure issues. I'll be back soon. We miss you, Conrad.
Yeah.
But glad to know you're okay. Got some naked pictures of my wife.
Just forward that over here, please.
Oh, right. I'll send them over to you.
Thank you.
We'll do one more. Is that okay?
Please.
Do you have time?
Oh, yeah. We got all the time.
We recently posted a picture of our plane, and it said Couch Pilots hitting failed pilots since for 100 episodes. It was a picture of our plane with the nose crushed in.
Oh.
And we didn't really want to talk about it, but I did post the picture. Dee Dee says, it's what happens when DSJ loses focus on the golden cones. And then she posted a YouTube clip from the movie Airplane, the forklift issue.
Yeah.
The tarmac guy was not paying attention and they crashed.
Yeah. And
she put, just hope the First Lady and Stewardess Molly weren't injured. Was Harrison Ford talking to DSJ?
Very, very funny reference there. We can get into that real quick. That as a result, that's kind of my mistake, and I will put a little bit on DSJ as well. But thankfully, it's only cosmetic. The plane is fixed now. We're good to go. But I ran right into DSJ is what it was. He did that.
He's tall.
That's his body.
He's very tall. They crushed the nose. Go to Instagram, couch_pilots_podcast, and you can see the picture.
He was wearing stilts, I believe.
Okay. Laura Garcia says, Golden Girls, ! I'm so happy. Can't wait for tomorrow's episode. Oh, that was our 100th episode.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Super excited about that.
Pretty good show.
Pretty good show. The rest of them we'll save for later on, and let's get down to brass taxes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
And a lot of times when I hear that, I wonder, do people really fasten their seatbelt when they listen? I mean, if they're in a car, they should already have it on. But if they're at home, like the Soap Man and his wife,
# butt puff.
Do you think that they put on their seatbelts in bed?
Well,
because you know what? I bet it's a wild ride.
I get it. Oh man, you had me going. You had me going.
I'm on it tonight. Woo! We should start doing this every Wednesday night.
100 episodes. You know, when we started, I didn't think we'd be able to find 100 pilots. We did it.
Yeah, we were actually worried about that. We were actually worried about how long can we sustain this awesomeness.
It's such a unique and bizarre idea for a show that someone around the world had already done. So,
and you know what? Every time I listen to it's Failure to Launch
right.
From Australia, and that's how Dee Dee even got to know us. But yeah, I look at their playlist of all the episodes they've done, and a lot of them we have never even touched.
Yeah, and there's some on there that I recognize as ones we are going to do, and then some that I've not heard of at all.
So we should just piggyback off them and just write them down.
What? Okay. But that's what we do. We say, hey, television shows, how many episodes did you have? And then if they respond to us and say anything but the number 1, we turn our backs and we walk away.
I like to flip the bird to them.
Well, you're a badass. I am very timid.
Call me Blake the Badass.
I'll call you Captain Cheesecake.
Hashtag Captain Cheesecake Badass.
What was that?
I was messing with it. I got my fingers stuck, and then I was like, oh, crap. And then I went.
Oh, I thought you were doing some Foley work.
Nick Foley?
I thought you were doing. You say Nick Foley?
Mankind.
Have a nice day.
No. Brother Love. Or Dude Love.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Nick Foley.
He was just on a recent episode of Holiday World Podcast, which...
What?
Yeah, for the second time.
Mick Foley?
Yeah.
How did this? Okay, Holiday World. It's a one and only. It's only in Indiana, right?
Correct. Santa Claus in Indiana.
Do they attract celebrities there?
Oh yeah, he wrote part of his new book at that because.
What?
Did you know he's really big into being Santa Claus?
Yeah,
he's went to 2 different Santa Claus universities. Well, this last book he wrote, he went to a couple places within the country. This really isn't appropriate for this show, really. But
I'm curious because
he wrote some of it at Holiday World because he loves it so much.
I thought Holiday World was just kind of this little podcast, and maybe
they get better numbers than us.
Well, that's not saying
thousands
very
better.
Much. That's not saying very much. So it's bizarre to me that WWF's own Nick Foley would go to Holiday World.
Yeah,
all right.
He's having a book signing in December. You want to go?
Yeah, at Holiday World?
Yep.
No, are they? What's open at Holiday World at that time?
Well, no, they're doing it at the Santa Claus Indiana Library, but it's sponsored by Holiday World.
I'll see you there. Today we discussed the pilot episode of B-Men from the year of our Lord 1989.
Woo! 1989.
Great year.
It's, you know what? I'm going to say this. I haven't said it in a long time.
Yeah.
It was a good year for the Roses.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes. It has been a while since you said that, and I'm glad you said it because, of course, a good year for the Roses means...
times I've had sex during that year.
And you had sex in 89.
At 14, no. But I had sex with myself. Does that count? I mean,
yeah.
14 was about when I was discovering masturbation.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. It was cool. It's never done me wrong.
It is pretty cool.
Masturbation is pretty cool.
Hey, it's A-okay.
Hashtag pretty cool. And then you had to put the emoji for the
eggplant?
Eggplant.
There you go. We're thinking the same stupid, dirty thing.
It's because we spent so much time together.
Yeah, we finished each other's, what was it?
Sentences.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm afraid of is if we ever stop doing this podcast, I won't see you as much. And that will definitely affect my life.
My life.
My life.
1989 is a year that did exist.
Sure, I was 14. You were...
I was 8.
Nice. Good age.
I didn't start masturbating then.
Thank God.
What is that?
What's the appropriate age?
I was going to say, what's the age where people wouldn't say, thank God that kid didn't start masturbating then?
I would say... I mean, you were probably diddling with it once in a while, but you weren't masturbating. Like, you were touching it because it was...
I was like, shutting it in the refrigerator door because the coolness and the pressure felt good.
I would say that your kid is fine and not going to be some kind of weirdo if he starts masturbating at 12? Because, yeah, I think 12.
12, 13-ish, yeah.
Yeah. So, whew.
Oh, thank God.
I'm fine.
I was 8, so thank God I didn't.
I'm not a sexually deranged person.
You're not a
because it was 14.
Depraved degenerate. Speaking of depraved degenerates, did you know that? What's that?
I am.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Did you know Jim Norton is coming to the area?
Really? Let's go see him.
I think me and Black Jeff are going to go.
I want to go.
You should go with us.
Can I go with Black Jeff, or does he not allow white people to go?
No,
with him
you can go with
you?
me, but Jeff will be there.
I would like to go.
You have to sit on the other side of me, though. You can't sit by him.
Because he can't make a black sandwich.
That's right. Oh boy, that's a good nickname. Hold on a second.
Hashtag black sandwich.
Hashtag Encino Mom. let's go back to 1989. Obviously, a lot of people out there probably are thinking 1989 was my favorite year of my life. I wish I could go back in time. Not how I am now, but how I was then.
Sure.
That's not possible.
No.
That isn't. You can't physically do that. We don't have the science.
This isn't Future to the Back.
I don't know what that is, but I would agree since I've
movie.
never heard of it. Future to the Back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to take your word for it. But what I will say is that we can go back there in our minds.
The best place to be, the safest place to be, the one and only place to be is our mind.
That's right, because physically you go back there, weird stuff could happen. You could, stomp on an ant and the butterfly effect happens.
I was going to say butterfly effect.
Right, but if we go back in our minds, then it won't affect anything because it'll be all in our head. Sure. So let's do that now by talking about things that happened in that year, and we'll go back.
Okay.
In our mind.
Our minds.
My mind. 1989 sees the release of Stephen Hawking's groundbreaking book, A Brief History of Time.
Did you ever read that?
That is one of those books that I own and put on my shelf to look smart, but also to look like a hipster.
Do you know what the audiobook would sound like?
Like your mom's VHS player when it couldn't play Encino Man anymore?
The black hole is a place that will take us to the future.
Do you think he does his own audiobooks?
He should.
Who do you think does his audiobooks?
Only he could do them, right?
I know.
It wouldn't be the same. If he didn't do it, it wouldn't be the same.
He would have to release 2, right? For the people who could stomach to hear a robot churn on for 20 plus hours, and then someone who has sultry tones,
like Lou Gossett Phillips.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he does a lot of books, right?
You looked at me like I was an idiot.
No, it's Lou Diamond Phillips and Louis Gossett Jr.
I mixed them.
Okay.
It's a mashup.
Okay.
It's a mashup.
Oh, did they have a baby finally?
Yeah.
Good for them. And that baby's doing VO work. I can't wait to buy my copy of A Brief History of Time. I think that's kind of tongue-in-cheek, though. And maybe, Stephen Hawking physically has his tongue permanently implanted in his cheek because of physical ailments, but it's kind of a joke to say A Brief History of Time, don't you think? It's not.
Yeah. It's a pun.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a joke that we would ever do.
I never, because it's too sophisticated, and I am not a smart man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 1989 also sees the first liver transplant using a live donor. It took place at the Chicago Medical Center.
Okay.
I thought it was funny because do you ever use a dead donor?
Yeah, when people die in car accidents, they donate their body parts.
Okay, well this is still weird then, right? Because they're you only have a liver. You take
a liver.
What is that?
Just instead of amen, I said liver.
What kind of church? What denomination is that?
Liverwurst. Ick.
First liverwurst church of America.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for saving that joke.
I would say if you have one liver, because sometimes I thought you could maybe slice a chunk of the liver off and give it to someone else. Or if you can't do that, why would you take a liver from an alive guy and give it to another guy?
Because he was dying.
But the other guy would be now I'm going to die because I don't have a way to filter.
But maybe
blood.
he was dying anyway. Maybe the guy with the liver was about to die.
Oh, but he's alive. He's hey, I'm going out right now. You could wait for a few minutes until I'm dead and do the liver transplant as normal,
or do it now while it's fresh.
And you could be the first. You could go down in 1989's history books as the first live one. We'll take that option.
Right. Liver and onions.
Do you think Guinness had to be there?
The beer company?
Yeah, for their world record book.
Hello, mate. Never mind.
Do you think the Guinness people show up with a big glass of beer every? I feel like that heavily impairs their ability to judge the world's greatest ... right?
I like it.
Oh boy, U.S. troops invade Panama when the Panamanian strongman General Manuel Noriega clamped down on the limited democracy existing in Panama. The U.S. intervened and ousted Noriega-led government. Noriega was arrested and brought to the United States to face charges of drug trafficking.
Panama! Panama!
The show is built on the back of his songs.
Panama!
You know what I heard today? Eddie Van Halen he used to turn his back to the audience.
because so they couldn't see how he was playing stuff.
Yep. And that's, I mean, it's not like because he was Milli Vanilli. Like, he really is.
No, he just didn't want people to be able to copy him.
Right, because he really was that good. It wasn't bullshit,
Sure.
right? Yeah.
Did he name his son Beethoven? I believe so.
I think he's crazy, right? Isn't Eddie Van Halen like a crazy guy?
He had sex with, he was married to,
Valerie Bertinelli.
I was going to say Lori Garcia.
Oh,
You're right.
Oh, my God, I wish. Yeah, I mean, Valerie Bertinelli, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Early, mid-'80s comes around.
Hot.
Hot piece of lady. Met a milk boning out to Valerie Bertinelli. What was she on? Kate and Allie? Was she the daughter on that, right?
Wolfgang. He named his kid Wolfgang Puck.
Yeah, that's a silly thing to do, I suppose. But, I don't know. Who do you like, Van Halen or Van Hagar?
I like Van Halen. I love Van Halen.
I love a coked-up David Lee Roth, right?
Well, I just thought, I like the natural state of most things in life. And
The original.
oh, geez.
Yeah. And that's what that was, right?
Yeah.
Diamond David. Mm-hmm. Did you like David Lee Roth solo stuff?
No. I did have one album of his. It was with the war paint all over his face. And I remember he was talking about something about a back of a car. I
don't know.
But I had it.
He got a little too cocky.
Very much cocky. That was his problem. He got cocky. He thought he was above Van Halen. That's why they said, "Got to go."
Got to go, buddy. And then we'll cycle through a handful of other dudes before we go back to you and ultimately fade into an oblivion. Yes. I think that Wolfgang is part of Van Halen, though. Doesn't he play with them?
I think so. He plays bass. I think because the big fat bass player, he died or he was like, I can't do it.
I hope it's that one instead of dead.
You think you rather have diabetes than be dead?
I mean, if it's just the sheer fact of being alive, I suppose.
Yeah.
You could function.
Junction.
Panamanian strongman, General Manuel Noriega. That's the guy who wrote Hamilton, right?
That's funny. Didn't he Panama? What were we? There was the Panama Canal,
right?
And that's where they dug that out, and a bunch of people died when they dug that out to make it. Mm-hmm. And all they did was ship pigs to the United States.
Yeah,
I think.
So basically saying that these swine are worth more than human life.
Nice.
And then you also have Panamanian or Panama Jack.
Devil, the Panamanian devil. I love you. That is so much fun.
I love you too. Panama Jack, though, that's a thing, right? Remember that guy in high school? Is a clothing line.
Yeah.
And there's a dude with glasses and a weird hat.
Mm-hmm. You were only cool if you had one of those.
And then, like you said, Van Halen, the song Panama.
Panama, Panama.
What else is Panama? I want to say
Panama Canal. I said that already.
We said that one, yeah. I think that might be it, right?
That's it. Just those four things. That's it.
So once we have all those things, do whatever the hell you want down there, right?
What are they going to do? What's his name again? Manuel Noriega?
General Manuel Noriega.
Cuba is one thing.
Right.
Because they had great cigars and we wanted to take...
And great baseball players.
You know what? To this day, great baseball players. I'm going to predict it. Astros won the World Series.
That's crazy, isn't it? Wait, where are we at right now?
No, they didn't. It's tonight's last night.
By
the time this comes out, I'll either be really right or really wrong.
Well, there's only two options, right? Who do you think it will be for real?
I want the Astros to be.
Yeah, because the favor is the Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers.
But they really they blew it because they should have won it in 5 or 6.
The ball's juiced in the playoffs. The ball's been juiced.
The ball's been juiced?
Mm-hmm. You didn't hear about that?
I don't know what that means.
That's for a different podcast.
Okay, well.
That's for our Major League Baseball podcast we're doing.
The one called The Ball's Juiced?
I was going to say balls to the wall.
Juiced balls to the wall? I just want to put the word juice in there. Anywhere we can fit it.
The juice is loose.
Oh, boy. So we say, we said it very quickly, but the name of the episode is what we're watching, but we kind of ran over it real quick. But why did we choose to watch B-Men?
3 simple criteria. First of all, there had to be one episode. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. No other episodes were made. 2, we had to be able to find it on the interwebs. That's the French version. And 3, most important, it had to be free. Because we're already spending way more money on this podcast than we need to. And so it has to be free. Those are the 3 criteria.
It's 1, 2, 3. It's that easy. In no particular order.
You're out.
Thanks, Cuba. Where can you find the entire episode of B-Men to watch for yourself? Well, you can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes or go to the app for Daily Motion and check out all the commotion.
Nice.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
To the skies. Boy, that DSJ wearing that back brace. He's fine though. After I hit him with the plane, he's fine.
Yeah. Luckily, he didn't have DSJ JR in his arms when you hit him. I mean, because I think his mom had him that night.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Wait, whose mom? DSJ's mom or the baby's mom?
Baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had baby mama drama?
Not for a while. How about you?
Have it all the time.
Oh boy. Summary of the pilot. The B-men are high schoolers who take up bounty hunting after relying on their wits.
The bounty hunter.
After relying on their wits to nab a serial killer.
Serial killer.
I'm looking at this summary, and I gotta say, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I'm not gonna lie. It was short, to the point. No names were given. No character names were given. It just said the premise, and they said serial killer.
Yep.
So I'm good.
Good. Interesting facts, right?
Ooh, yeah. Conrad rule. If Conrad's listening, the Conrad rule is in effect.
I gotta tell you, a tree falls in the woods, they're still gonna make a noise. Conrad's not listening, we're still gonna have the Conrad rule,
That's
whether
true.
he's listening or not.
It's true.
It's a
It's
rule.
damn true.
Oh, it's dun 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 dun
Nice.
dun 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 dun.
I'm proud of you.
Down, right?
Yep.
I love that guy.
Little hashtag WWE for you.
Thank you. Interesting facts. Quick portion of the show. Quick today. Not very many facts. But basically it says, we've already told you where to find the show. Go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the show. Thumbs up, thumbs down, however you feel about it. That's your business, all right? But this is my business right now. This is where I do the heavy lifting, and I find things out about this show that you may have watched or not that you can't know from watching it.
This is you getting it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in the middle of me getting it up right now. All right, I am.
Hey, I'm showing my hands above the table.
I wish you wouldn't. Don't comment on these facts, please, because whatever you say, whatever you think about them, it's not going to change these facts. They're set in Excel stone right now. Right. So don't sully another person's experience.
Sullenberger.
Right. Don't sully someone's experience because that's not fair to them.
Right.
I had a lady once ruin the ending of several movies for me.
Bitch.
Super bitch, man.
I can't believe your mom did that. No.
So it's like, why would I go see those movies now? I didn't say, hey, break down the entire movie
Sure.
for me, but you said,
Did she do this to be like cocky? Was she like ruling the roost or something?
No. It was a simple mistake. But
For multiple movies, it was a simple mistake.
yes.
It's like on Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Right. Boo. I think the sheet over his head gave it away, though, through most of it, don't you?
I think so too.
Anyway, the same thing here. Don't ruin the experience of these facts or how someone is going to absorb them and ultimately expel them from their body. Don't change it by your thoughts on it. Right?
Sure.
That's simple.
It's tact is what they call it. Tact.
Thank you. Release date, June 27th, 1989.
Okay.
Fact.
All right. Not a horrible date, right?
It's not great. It's summertime.
Summertime.
Where the living's easy. This appeared as an episode of the CBS Summer Playhouse. It was season 3, episode 2, as a pilot for a midsummer show, midsummer replacement show. What are you doing?
Oh, God, I hit my head.
What's wrong?
I hit my head on the rearview mirror.
Why? What were you doing? Were you like checking?
I was checking the gauges.
Oh, yeah. We got to move that rearview mirror because I mean, it just. We were talking earlier about the curtain. The rearview mirror doesn't really even do anything. It's just an aesthetic. We got to take that down.
Sorry.
Put that on the list for DSJ.
Take down
rear view. Rear view, is that one or two words?
Rear view mirror. What's that song?
Were you singing Crash Test Dummies?
Yeah, because I thought rear view mirror.
Cracked Rear View was Hootie and the Blowfish album.
There you go.
I shouldn't know that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sometimes I'm crazy.
There's such a dolphin fucked me in the eye.
That was. Did you know that was the radio edit of that song?
Yeah.
Starred John Vernon as Lieutenant Naylor, who you may remember as Dean Wormer in Animal House.
God damn it. Thank you very much. I'll cross that off my list of things
for the
I know that
DSJ?
you don't know.
Okay. I thought that was on the list. Find out who that guy is for DSJ.
No, I knew who he was.
Okay.
Good. That's a good movie.
Animal House?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good movie.
Did you know that Kevin Bacon was in it?
Yeah, he's one of the militant students, right?
Yep.
Interesting facts over.
Whew. That was quick, to the point, no faking.
Cooking these facts like a pound of bacon. You're welcome. This is a ghost of a pilot, I have to say. Just like Bruce Willis was in The Sixth Sense. We'll find out later there's not a lot floating around, which is super sad to me because I have some strong thoughts on this pilot.
And it's super sad because we'll get 36 downloads because nobody's ever heard of it before.
Boy, there's only one thing that can make me feel better, and that's B-Movie Breakdown.
On every network, there's one podcast that adults whisper about and children are meant to avoid.
Oh my God.
The B-Movie
Oh my
Breakdown.
God.
A weekly podcast where we find the humor and enjoyment in awesomely bad films of the past and present. Home of the good, the bad, the what the fuck. Each week's movie will be revealed on the prior episode so you too can join in on the madness.
It's mad.
You can listen to us on our website, bnbpodcast.com, on iTunes, or any other podcast app you may have. Each episode drops every Wednesday right here on the FCF network.
You know what?
Appropriately inappropriate.
Oh! Because Nick sounds just like Dave.
I didn't even think about it. It just was in my head. It just went in my head.
I just listened to an episode of it today. It was when they reviewed the movie Wolf with Jack Nicklaus. And I'm telling you, it sounds just like Dave. If him and Dave did a podcast together.
Hold on a second. I've never seen Nick and Dave in the same place at the same time. Come to think of it, I don't even know what Nick looks like. Is it Dave, you think?
Could be.
Let's get Nick on the phone.
It might be. It could be. It is.
Get Nick on the phone. I want to find out what to do when you have shit on your hands for the sex. All right, forget it.
Love the show. Check it out. B-Movie Breakdown.
Yeah, check it out. Every week, right here on the FCF Network. Let's break down B-Men. First of all, B-Men.
B-Men.
That's a terrible name.
It's a horrible... you know what?
Just get right into the mic if possible.
I'm going to go ahead and mark that off my list. Title is horrible.
High five it. This is... B stands for Bounty Men, maybe? I don't know. Boys to Men?
And I'll take with me the memory.
And I've been down to the sunshine of the sky.
Intro. This is the most 1989 thing you could ever see in your entire life.
Yep.
Guitars.
Oh, electric guitars and saxophone.
Saxophone.
There's a wide shot of downtown L.A.
Yeah.
And it pans back.
A lot of negative shots of famous street signs and
Like
landmarks.
negative exposure shots.
Yeah,
Not just like bad words.
not pessimistic.
Hollywood Boulevard, fuck you.
A chase through the streets. A big black SUV chasing a black motorcycle.
Yeah, and the SUV was chasing the motorcycle.
That is correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The bike escapes through some fanciful maneuvers, and the man in the SUV is old and with a hat, and he's got a Doberman.
Oh, I love that Doberman.
And you gotta think, you know what? In the late '80s, early '90s, Doberman was king.
Oh, that was the breed. Because every 2 or 3 or 5 years, there's a different breed that is known as the bad breed, the
bad boy of the canines.
Right, and back in this time, it was Dobermans.
You know, too, a couple years after that, you see a Snoop Doggy Dogg video. He's like a Doberman in that. The Doberman should have been like the mascot of L.A.
And he morphs into Snoop Doggy Dogg.
But that was just computer trick. It wasn't real.
Oh,
that didn't.
God damn it!
Have you been spreading that around?
I did a blog post about it on my
Juicy Ballcast.
Juiced ball.
Juiced balls.
Juiced ball. Juice balls.
Hashtag juicy balls.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hashtag that, Kevin Clark. Juicy balls.
We're talking directly to you, Kevin Clark. So yeah, next you got a high school counselor.
Yeah.
Right?
And that guy's familiar. I don't remember what he was from, but I've seen him in many things. And he's talking to Kevin, who is the dark curly-haired, short, kind of tubby guy.
Yeah.
And he's talking about his talents, and they're talking about taking things apart. Like, he's like, the counselor's like, you look like a guy that likes to take things apart.
Yeah, the counselor is doing kind of one of those generic things, like this kid sitting in front of me, I'm going to file him in A, B, or C, and those are the only places he can fit, and the kid doesn't care, and he's coming in, he's kind of smarting off, and the guidance counselor kind of thinks he's got it all figured out, but the kid's smarting off to him, and the counselor totally buys it. He's like, you know what, every morning I like to take apart my alarm clock and put it back together, and the guy's like, oh, do you really? I knew you were that kind of kid. So it's just a kind of a general funny banter. It kind of sets the character for Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for. It was strictly to set the character. Next scene, in Spanish class, the blonde guy, which we find out is Jim.
He looks like Ian Ziering in the beginning from 90210.
Yes, he does. He also looked like the guy from Starsky and Hutch.
Okay.
The blonde, he does. He's that old looking. But he's getting his back rubbed by a young female.
In Spanish class. This is
Spanish
fantastic. Now, Spanish is is a love language. You know,
to me, it's the language of love.
That's a better way to say it. But can you imagine being in a class, learning a love language or language of love, as you say, and getting massage at the same time?
I can't imagine any class where I could get a back rub from a girl and the teacher doesn't say no.
I can't even imagine a lady touching me.
You know what? I'm married. I agree with you completely. So basically, the Spanish teacher, you know, she sees that he's getting this back rub, and somehow he's like, you know, she's like, okay, well, you come up and you teach the class. And she sits down next to the one, the only, prepubescent Pauly Shore.
Prepubescent?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's super young in this. He's super young.
Okay.
Like, I'm surprised. This is like before MTV. This is pre-MTV.
Is it?
It's got to be pre-MTV.
I don't know, man. Maybe. This is like right at MTV. This is, you know what Pauly Shore is? In the 80s and early 90s.
Douche manouche?
He's a douche manouche, but he's the prince of LA, right?
Sure.
Because his mom is running a comedy factory. They're churning out people.
The iconic
comedy store. Well, it's a comedy store, but it's a factory just pumping out comics.
Sure.
And this kid is just living
Sam
there.
Kinison. Huey
Richard
Lewis.
Pryor. Huey Lewis. That's right. I forgot about him. James McAvoy, right? Buster Keaton. Donald Sutherland, right? All these people coming out of the comedy store.
You see Donald Sutherland doing
Kirk
comedy.
Douglas.
Oh, that would be even better. Yeah, so, you know, and she sits next to him, and Jim and the Spanish teacher get in a fight with sticks.
He gets up in
Like
class,
rulers.
starts smarting off, and the teacher says something. He's like, "Hey, raise your hand, lady." And then she gets up and she's like, she starts fighting him. She has like a ruler or something. So she like hits the dude, which you can't get away with that these days. And then our favorite Pauly Shore, he had a stick for some reason, and he throws it to Jim, and Jim's about ready to engage in some sort of fencing activity with the teacher, and then he's like, "I don't want to fight you. We can't do this, right? We can't really fight." And so they don't, which is nice because I mean, what does fighting ever solve except wars? Anyway, he leaves Spanish class. And the kid that we saw in the beginning, who is the guidance counselor, the kid he was talking to, is Kevin. Him and Jim meet up, and it's like, oh, these guys are friends. Which, I mean, we probably saw that coming anyway. But they're friends, and then they get into a bitchin' ride. What kind of vehicle was this? You know vehicles, I think, better than I do. Is that right?
I know all about vehicles. I think it's a vintage 1979.
Is it a Mustang? Was it? Or
No, it wasn't a Mustang. It was.
It wasn't an old Challenger, was it? A Charger?
No, it wasn't one of those. My friend,
It's an American muscle car.
my friend Josh Inglehop had that same car just in tan when we were in high school. But I don't remember. You want me to call him real quick?
Yeah, right after you get done calling Nick from the B-Movie Breakdown about the Dave question.
Put it on my list.
So they get in this vehicle, and then they're driving around, and then the black motorcycle from earlier T-bones them, slams right into the passenger door. The guy flies off his
He goes
bike.
on the other car, onto the roof of the other car, and then just gets up and runs off.
Yeah, you think, well, that's a pretty hard hit. He broke the windshield, and he gets off there, and then he steals the car that he landed on.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. He didn't run off. He. What do you call when a cop takes your car?
Commandeers.
He commandeers this car. He takes off, and so Jim's like, you know what? We're fucking going after this guy, and they lose him very quickly. Mm-hmm. Very quickly, they lose him, and then they're like, Kevin's like, well,
while they're driving around, like there's so much loud guitar and saxophone music.
That's what I was gonna say, because when they're driving around, and there's just some sweet saxophone. They're just. It's a long time. Like they go searching for this car for a long time. And they find the car, and it's parked in the parking lot of Tower Records.
Heck yeah. It's a great place to use the bathroom. I think that's all they're good for anymore. So Jim, he goes inside, and he on the way in, he sees a bunch of Little League kids. He's like, I'm going to confront this dude. And he says, hey, kid, here's $10. I'm going to borrow your bat for 10 minutes.
He's like, I'll bring it back.
Yeah. Screw that, just keep it.
Yeah.
And then the other guy's like, hey, where's another bat? He's like, we only have, what do we look like, a street gang? He's like, well, here's $1. Let me borrow your ball.
Your baseball.
So one's got a bat, the other's got a ball. Jim goes in there, and the guy from the car, he's holding up the place. He's taking a dude hostage, pretty much.
Yeah, he's got him by the throat, and he's like, give me all your money. He's got a gun to his head. And right now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these guys are in over their head trying to mess with this guy.
You don't bring a baseball bat to a gunfight.
Love that.
I just came up with that.
Really?
No one ever said that before me.
That's awesome.
Write that down on the list for DSJ to get that galvanized classically blue.
Bat to a ball game.
Classically blue. So he says, and then he looks like he's going to fight the guy who's holding the dude hostage, but then he's like, that guy that you're holding hostage, I want to beat him up.
Right. He was trying to fake him out or something.
Yeah.
He's like, Jim's like, yeah, I want to fight. He fucked my sister or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And Kevin's creeping from the background,
Mm-hmm.
and the spoiler alert, the serial killer like knocks the bat out of Jim's hand. So Kevin throws a baseball at him, slider right to the forehead. Boom, he's out.
Knocks him out cold. Boom. Kevin, unexpected hero.
And he's kind of the doofy one, right?
Oh, for sure. Did you recognize the guy who is the serial killer?
No.
He's the guy from The Warriors. He's the guy who says, "Come out and play." You've never seen The Warriors? Okay, well,
is that a movie?
Yeah.
I am the warrior.
That's pretty much the same as that. But yes, he's a great villain. This little scrappy dude.
And he ends up being. We come to find out he's the 741 killer. He's a serial killer, and they named him the 741 killer.
And I don't remember why that is.
It's the area code of all the people he killed.
That makes sense. So they police show up. They take this guy away, and he's like, "Hey, I never forget a face. You guys are dead." And they're like, "Yeah, you're going to jail, you bum." And they said, "Well, you kids, there's a huge reward." $25,000, wasn't it? Or $45,000?
No, it was $25,000.
Like $25,000 reward. It's like, yeah, we'll take that money. So, yeah, it was pretty nuts. They look like local celebrities in the next scene. They're like on a talk show, right? Actually, but right before that, I'm sorry, the SUV shows up.
Right, and the dog and the guy in the SUV, and we come to find out then that the guy that's driving the SUV has a metal hand.
He's got a robo arm.
Of God.
Yeah, he's got a metal hand of God.
Like that? You know what? I've been ready for that one.
Nice. Very good. A metal hand from God, maybe.
And his name is Joe. No. They're on the Joe Franklin show.
Right.
And it's like a Carson, but for the daytime. And they're
local celebrities because they had this. Here's their 15 minutes, right? They caught a serial killer, so they were on the show with an elderly couple, and old man Joe Franklin is interviewing them. Right? So what are you going to do now?
That's when they get their check. They get one of those big, huge, oversized checks, and they it takes two of them to carry it.
Oh, it's very long. It's like carrying a mattress.
And they go straight into the bank. And they come out of the bank. They got 25 G's, and they have a joint account. Kevin is concerned about this joint account, saying, I don't know. I don't really trust you, Jim.
Well, on the Joe Franklin show, they announce that they're going to become professional bounty hunters. And that kind of catches Kevin off guard because he's like, I didn't know
he didn't know anything about that.
Yeah. So I think they have a joint account now because they're going to use this money to fund their bounty business.
Right. Jim's like, you know what? You go to the post office. There's wanted signs everywhere. We can start getting guys and making money off of the bounties.
And I was thinking, why don't you just go to the internet and
They
do this.
didn't have the internet.
That's
back
exactly right. I spent about 3 hours of research just to come up with that. But you knew that off the top of your head?
then. Off the top of my head, off the top of the dome.
Very nice. Very nice.
They go to the post office and they see more wanted signs and Jim's like, this is gonna work, and Kevin's like, I'm not sure I'm cool with this.
He's like, we don't have any guns, right?
Right.
So we're going to use our wits. We stopped that guy back there. We didn't have any guns. We could do it again. I don't know, man.
The next scene, the 741 killer is on an LAPD bus being transferred, obviously, and there's another old guy that's sitting next to him. It's only two people. In this full-size school bus, it's just two people. And the old man's like, hey, what are you here for? He's like, I'm the 741 killer. And he's like, oh, yeah? Ha, ha, ha. All of a sudden, this motorcycle gang stops the bus, takes the old guy because he's the leader of this motorcycle gang, and they leave the 741 killer in there.
The 741 guy is like, this is my only chance to get out. This is crazy. Take me with you. He says, you got to be part of our gang. And he's like, well, what do I have to do to get in? He's like, survive this bus going backwards, right?
Right.
And so they like kind of, I don't know what they do to the bus, but the bus starts rolling away with the guy inside. Anyway, so I guess he must have escaped somehow after that, because it cuts to the next scene and you're having a family dinner with Jim. And his dad seems pretty unfazed by the fact that his son's going to be a bounty killer. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's
make sure you get your homework done.
Yeah, Jim, and that guy looks like Buck Owens, but it's not. But I've seen him in a lot of different stuff. But they're at the dinner table, and he's like, "But is this going to affect your schoolwork?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to do it after school." He's like, "Okay."
These little things, like the dad seems unfazed by what his son's about to do. It's meant to be funny. And I think it is. I think there's a lot of funny one-liners, little throwaway lines they have in the show. And I should have mentioned it in Interesting Facts, but this show is written by Dave Thomas. Not the guy from Wendy's, of course.
No, it's the guy from Strange Brew.
Yeah, SCTV, Strange Brew, is written by him.
That should have been Interesting Facts.
I don't like Dave Thomas. I don't like Strange Brew. I don't think...
We did an episode of Drunk at the Movies.
I'd never seen it. I wanted to give it a shot. I didn't care for it. I don't like Dave Thomas. I don't think he's funny as a performer. This is funny. Dave Thomas did good thing here. He did good thing. I like this. Okay?
Hashtag he did good thing.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. You're right. I should have mentioned that during Interesting Facts. But
wow, this takes a whole turn. For me, at least.
Well, I mean, it did say it right up front in the credits that he was written by him. So,
how many Dave Thomases do you know? I know two of them.
The one from Wendy's and the one... Did you think it? Did you see that? Like, that guy can make a pretty good burger in a pilot episode.
Right.
Huh? I get it. Oh, boy.
So Jim and Kevin, they go down Hollywood Strip.
Yeah, he picks Kevin up, and Kevin, he's like living in a massive mansion or something.
Right. And says something about his mom is in like Bolivia or something.
But like that house is crazy.
It's a huge mansion.
Holy shit. And so they're walking down the street. They're kind of looking for trouble or clues or something, so they can start getting right into their business. So they can
start bountying.
Yeah, that's pretty much start being the bee men they know they can be.
Right, and then Jim makes a hard right and says, "Hey, here we are," and he takes them through this hallway and goes up these stairs, and it's their office. He has already rented out a fully furnished office, huge, and there's two ladies sitting there because there's going to be a secretary interview.
Mm-hmm. It is extremely modern for the time, but like so tacky now if you look at it.
Oh yeah, super tacky.
The ladies that are sitting there, one is a fat redheaded kind of character actress I'm sure you'd recognize. I don't know her name. The other one is Mindy Sterling, who I believe still teaches for the Groundlings.
Okay,
and also was in
the one that talks really fast during the interview.
She was, the Austin Power movies as well.
That's another interesting fact. I'm gonna have to write.
I'm sorry.
Jason needs to do a better job.
Hey, by all means.
No,
it's all yours.
No, I said Jason needs to do better.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to say I'm going to do an interesting fact.
And then right after those two ladies, like, we don't like either one of you. Some Sharon Stone, Bridget Nielsen type walks in. Her name is Tracy Hawks, and I want to see inside her.
Oh yeah, she's foxy. She has short hair, so I can see her neck.
This is a bad short haircut though. This is a bad 80s short. It's almost like a bowl cut for a lady.
I'll still take it.
I would take it. I guess. I don't know. I don't like it.
Jason,
I like her.
If it was in front of you,
of course. What do you want me to say to that? Of course.
Say you'll take it.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
The warrior guy then walks in. He is out. He saw him on the streets, and he follows him into their new building or something. The warrior guy, the guy from the movie The Warriors, the serial killer.
Oh, the 741 killer. He saw him outside. Yeah, he's looking in. No, not yet. No.
Oh no, he doesn't.
You missed the whole bar scene with the crazy eye.
I'm sorry. He's walking the
sees them.
streets. He's walking the streets looking for him. He doesn't walk in yet. But then they head in. Yeah, they go into a bar, and it's being bounced by Tiny Zeus Lister, who you may remember from the Friday movies, or he was in No Holds Barred.
That was the first Drunken Lullaby, Drunk at the Movies movie.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that's right. He's a huge black guy, famous character as
Zeus.
Yeah, Tiny Zeus Lister, and the boys have fake IDs. And then they say something funny there, too. Like, I can't remember what he said about the DMV screwed it up, but there's just a lot of little funny things that to me, hold up.
Okay.
No.
The SUV guy and the dog end up coming to the bar, and that's where you see he has a chrome hand. I'm sorry, we didn't find out till now.
The metal-handed God.
Podcast.
He comes up with his shotgun and his dog, right?
Yeah, and he's basically saying he confronts him, and because he had been chasing the 741 killer on the motorcycle because he's a bounty hunter.
Yep.
He's like, you guys cost me $25,000.
Like, you guys, yeah,
He goes, you're
gonna give me
bad for the
25,000.
trade. He's like, you're quote unquote, you're bad for the trade. You owe me $25,000, and I need it by tomorrow.
Yep, he's giving the boys all kinds of shit. Then he fires his shotgun in the bar.
He only gets one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Yeah, that's what Dave said. So he takes the boys into the alley, and his name is like JB Soldier or Solder or something like that.
Ah, man, I wrote it down.
Anyway, the cops come because they got a
Salter.
disturbance. Salter.
JB Salter.
The cops come to the bar because there's like a disturbance, obviously, with this guy there and this firing of the shotgun. And right before that, the 741 guy or whatever his name is, he sees him and he starts walking towards him. But then the cops show up and then he scatters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then
we're back at the office, right?
Right, and then the 741 killer comes in with the two of them and the waitress.
This guy's got a shotgun too. Everyone's got shotguns.
It's a secretary. I thought you were gonna.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's always got a shotgun, and so all of a sudden, they're trying on the fly. They're trying to improv, to get out of this. And Kevin's like, "Yeah, I'm a killer from Texas," and 741 killer's like, "Oh yeah, I think I've been through Texas. I think I've seen you before."
Yeah, you look familiar.
Right.
And he lets him go, right?
Right, and then Kevin sneaks up behind him during the altercation between him and Jim.
Yeah.
And throws him like from the 10th floor.
He
through a plate.
like knocks into him, right? Like
Yeah.
he checks him, almost tackles him. And yeah, the guy falls out the window. This is ridiculous, right? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The guy falls 3 stories. It's been like fairly lighthearted up to this point, but then you see a man out a window hit the ground. It's like, that dude is toast.
No, he's not.
He's
because
not toast at all.
He's not dead at all. And then the bikers gang
The same gang from earlier.
and they're like, "Oh, you want to be part of the gang now?" And so
The guy, he hits the ground 3 stories down. He's down there for like a 2 Mississippi. Then he gets up. The gang cannot believe it.
oh yeah, they're like, because when they saw him come down, they're like, "Oh, he's dead." And then he gets up and they're like, "Oh shit!" And they go over to him. That's when they have him join the gang.
He's like, when they're asking him to join, he's like kind of disoriented too. It's like, I don't know. I write down after this, right at this scene, I love this. This is cracking me up because it's over the top ridiculous, and they're doing it on purpose.
Right.
Right. I don't know. And they keep saying he's in great shape.
Right.
After all these accidents he gets in, he still gets up and walks away from it all. He's like, this guy is in incredible condition.
Kind of like Kane.
Oh, yeah, from The Undertaker, like WWF's Kane.
Yeah. WWE.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Jim and Kevin leave, and they come around the corner, and they accidentally run into a bald guy that they had got his wanted poster off of the post office. So they actually run into him at the newsstand. He falls down. He's knocked out. He just gets bumped into. He gets knocked out, and they put handcuffs on him, and boom, they got their second bounty.
Yeah, that was easy. We're literally stumbling into these situations where we're going to make money. So they start to escort him to the police station. Well, and this is right outside their building, right outside where the gang was. And the guy just fell out the window. And of course they see them.
Right, and they all start chasing them. Some of them are chasing them on their ninja motorcycles, and some of them are changing.
That's right.
Chasing.
Changing their clothes.
They're changing their clothes by feet.
Using only their feet.
Right. Between the guys running after them and the guys on the motorcycle, nobody catches up with them.
Yeah.
Boom. They head right straight for a cop. Cop's like, whoa, everybody down. 741 killer and the gang see the cops. They take off. Comes to find out, okay, so they get this guy and they're like in the police station. They're like, oh yeah, another $25,000.
Yep.
And the cop's like, it's $1,500.
Yeah. What? Come on.
That's different.
This was arguably much tougher than the original one, where they just threw a baseball at a guy's head.
Right, and this is where you first meet Dean Warmer.
Yep. He says, "Hey, come on to my office," and then their parents are in there, right?
Yeah, and they're like, I can't believe you guys are doing this. This is dangerous. And they're like, this is what we do. We're bounty hunters now. And they're like, oh, okay.
I don't remember the exact verbiage, but the parents are in there are having some sort of bizarre exchange. Like, it's very quick and back and forth and confusing, but it's done that way on purpose. And again, this is another funny scene. This is funny. The parents aren't in this very long, but they get a little moment here where they get to crack wise.
Right, because the one Kevin's parents, the crack is the guy's older and the stepmom is younger and hotter.
Right.
And then that Jim's dad looks like Buck Owens, except skinnier.
I don't know.
He's been in a lot of stuff. I can't remember what it was.
Did he host SNL back in the day, Buck Owen?
What?
Did he host SNL back in the day?
Buck Owens? No.
Right. No, he didn't.
Do you know who Buck Owens is?
I'm gonna guess he's a cowboy now.
He's dead now. He was a singer.
So he's not a cowboy anymore.
Sometimes your knowledge of music really pisses me off. I've been to your house where you're playing your fucking satellite radio and it's just this weird bullshit and you don't know who Buck Owens is.
This took a dark turn. I'm sorry I don't know who Buck Owens is. I tell you what, listeners, if you know who Buck Owens is...
You don't know me, but you don't like me.
If you know who Buck Owens is, hashtag it...
Fuck Buck.
Jesus, I never shit on your horrible music.
No, I don't. I you know what? You're eclectic, and I
don't give me any horse shit. Look, the SUV shows up, and they demand. The gang is drinking out in the streets, and he says something about the Flintstones, and then the SUV shows up and demands Langley. Langley is the killer,
right?
So he's like, "I want that guy. I've been hunting him. Here you are, all of you guys. I want just this dude right here." And then it cuts away after that because you don't find out what happens right then.
Right.
And there.
So they cut to high school, and I don't know what class they're in, but
no one's getting massages in this class. I tell you that. No, much.
But they're doing some kind of Jim's doing some kind of weird computer chat.
Yeah.
And the secretary comes. Oh, the secretary from their office comes in with a box, and she's like, "I've got mail for Jim and Kevin," and they're like, "Whoa, what's this?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they open up the mail, and in the box is the chrome hand from JB.
They are receiving mail during school.
You've got mail, and
opening it, and just openly discussing what their mail is. But yeah, it's the robot hand. So you got to figure whatever happened in the previous scene did not go well for a JD Salter.
Exactly. So they go back to the police station because they're like, maybe we're over our heads.
But before this is some inconsistency in the show because before that it goes back to the office and all of a sudden Tracy's back at the office feeding some exotic fish and she is kidnapped.
Oh.
And and the guys trash the place. But it was you see her in the classroom opening mail, and then immediately in the next scene she's back at the office getting kidnapped. Right?
Yeah, I did notice that. Good job.
So there's not a lot of continuity there. But you're right. Then after that they go back to the police station. And the chief is freaking out on some guy trying to tell him about the bounty hunter, right?
The bounty hunter.
The guy's like, hey, I think this bounty hunter is here. And the chief's like, hey, don't tell me about J.D. Salter. He's like the best. I heard he's out of retirement or whatever the hell he's saying. And so he figures out that, J.D. must be in L.A. to catch Langley, right?
Exactly. And so when they kidnapped the secretary, they spray painted "We'll be at the Devil's Tunnel" on the wall. So, Dean Warmer's like, let's go to Devil's Tunnel.
They did trash their office, and I'm glad to see that they left the fish alone.
Oh, thank God.
Fish were intact, which is nice. That was a good thing.
Love the fish. So the next scene is the 741 killer and his gang at the Devil's Tunnel, which is kind of like a reservoir,
Yeah.
kind of like in Greece, where they have the race.
Yeah, just like that.
And all the gang members and the 741 killer are all circled around her, and they're like pushing her around kind of, and they're circling her. And then all of a sudden, this is where it turns dark, because the 741 killer is like basically trying to rape her. He's like, either you let me do this to you or you're dead.
He does forcibly kiss her.
You know what? Even in 1989, I think this is a little extreme for primetime television.
Yeah, maybe so.
I was uncomfortable.
She when he kisses her, and then she's on the ground, she grabs a rock, and then she throws it at Langley and hits him in the head.
In the hard place.
In the hard place?
Well, yeah, she picked up a rock and threw it at his hard place.
Very good. And then it shows that the bounty hunter is not dead, he's alive, and he's tied up.
Yeah, he's on the bumper. They have him on the bumper.
No, they're going to do something terrible to that guy. Somehow the chief knows the boys are at Devil's Tunnel. I didn't understand that, right? Because the boys go there and they see the sign.
This is where it's getting quick. It's like we only have 7 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
We got to wrap this up.
So the boys know where to go because there's been spray painted in their office. Maybe the chief went to the office and saw that. It doesn't show us that. It just shows the chief arrive.
And Kevin and Jim are already there.
Yep.
They showed up and they're like, what are we going to do here? And Jim's like, you got a nickel, Kevin? And he's like, yeah. And they flip it because they were deciding whether they should take off or stay. And Jim flips a nickel and it's heads or whatever. And they're like, okay, we're going to stay. Tails?
Heads or tails.
So then they get a brick.
Just like I was talking about with the plane earlier.
I know.
Right?
'Cause that was good. I got it. I was with you on it. You did it on purpose.
Okay.
Because we're smart guys.
Real smart.
Super smart guys.
So they take the brick and they're like, we're going to hold that as a distraction. We're going to take the car that's been beat up by the guy who ran into it earlier with the motorcycle, and we're going
Just
to
run it right into him.
and like explode it or something, right?
Right. They put a rag in the gas tank and they light it.
Yep.
And then they put a brick on the accelerator and it just goes toward them, but it doesn't blow up.
It doesn't hit him. Oh, no, it does. It hits only specifically Langley, like comically so, right?
Yeah.
It hits the shit out of him. The guy does like a 3.5 gainer, and then you're like, he's got to be dead. Not dead at all. He gets right up, and then Tracy's helping JD at that time, helping like untie him because the car has caused a distraction where Langley's been hit. So Tracy's over in one direction helping JD, and then the boys are ready to like MacGyver the shit out of this situation. Right? They've
thrown JB his hand back. He puts it on. The cops show up, and so the gang leaves, leaving a standoff between the cops, Kevin, Jim, and 741.
Yep.
Kevin, and I guess I should have referenced this earlier. When the secretary came to the school with the mail, they also had a publisher's clearinghouse envelope along with the box.
Yep.
And that's where they set this up. So the 741 killer has a hold of Jim.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. Y'all better recognize, because that's the way they talk.
Yep.
And Kevin's like, tricks him. And he's like, are you blah, blah, blah? I think you just won $10 million in the publisher's clearinghouse. And it goes on for an extended period of time, this coercion, trying to get the 741 killer away from Jim. And he falls for it. And
They knock Langley to the ground, right?
yeah.
And then they pin him down, and the police swarm in. And again, they have used their wits effectively to disarm
Without
the situation.
guns.
Yep.
Without guns.
And they make peace with JD one hand after that, right? They say,
Yeah, and he says, you know what? That $25,000 I told you had to have by tomorrow, don't worry about it. It's cool. You guys are pretty good.
The chief grabs the boys, and then off in the distance, their car explodes. It's a family. That's the end right there. In the credits you hear, it's a family feud night. You got Night Court, and then next is the 13th annual Circus of the Stars.
Oh, back before circuses were bad.
I love this. This
That's
pilot,
one of your favorite things.
This pilot is everything I want.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Oh boy! In the middle of the summer, right? The sun's out, guns are out, right?
Oh, whenever the summer's out, the guns are out.
Kids are off school, running the streets like a pack of wild dogs. Sweat, mosquitoes,
Sweat, wet. You got to go on like a turbo vet.
turbo vet, yeah, swimming pools, all the great things
Movie
of summer.
stars in Hollywood.
Yeah, in acres, green acres, right?
Farm living is life for me.
That's not where pilots go, though. That's not where TV shows go to thrive.
Good save.
Right?
That was a good save.
Okay, thanks.
Do you think pointing it out that it was a good save makes it less funny? A little bit?
I think what we're doing right now makes it less funny. like going double deep into it.
Okay, sorry.
That's the worst part.
Sorry.
But all those great things I mentioned, including the intro to Green Acres, those are wonderful things. But pilots, that's not where they go. They don't go in the summer. Someone said, this isn't a show that should be on TV, but let's put it in the summer. I don't know, man. What do you think didn't work about this?
I got a list.
You have a list. Oh, I would love to hear this list.
All right. First of all, the two guys, Jim and Kevin, were way too old of actors to be high school students.
Okay.
All right. Second of all, Pauly Shore should have played the role of Kevin on this. And you disagree because we texted about this earlier.
I disagree.
Because you want him later on in the series to be the goofy kind of buddy.
I want him. Okay, this is what you have when it comes to this show. You have what every normal kid has, right? You got home life, you got your family, you got your school life, and you got your friends. Okay, that's what every kid has. Then on top of that, you throw bounty hunting on top of this, right? So what I want the Pauly Shore character to be around as one of their friends who's not a bounty hunter, just kind of circumnavigates them, and also I want him at school. I want a nice peppering of Shore. Because he is goofy and he has some sort of appeal on screen. He can do it.
Okay.
I don't think he should be one of the main guys. I like the main guys. I think it probably should be college though, because
that makes more sense. They do look old for high school.
they do look old. I do like the actors for this. They do look old, but they I think the fact that they're probably underage. They're probably like 17 years old. You know.
Yeah.
I just think that could cause some trouble. I think make these kids 20 to 22 in college doing this.
All right. Did the potential rape scene make you uncomfortable at all? Did you think that was Turbulence? I thought it was very much Turbulence. I seriously felt uneasy. It was very graphic.
If we're talking about in terms of why maybe this didn't go through, then yes, I think.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have the two tied up together, and have them, have them tormenting them, but
Less sexually aggressive.
yeah, the rape stuff you probably don't want to put that on the TV.
Not at all.
What else is on your list?
That's all I've got. I mean, I think the parents were like, "Oh, it's okay. You guys are going to be bounty hunters." It didn't seem like much of a fight, but that's irrelevant.
I think that's part of the humor of it,
Okay.
personally. If this were to go on, obviously they have different adventures and they're bounty hunting.
And they never use a gun.
Yeah, I the tone of the show I think is wonderful. This just how like lighthearted it is, because no one got murdered really. That Langley should have been murdered 3-4 times over on this show, but he didn't. He just kept getting up, and there's something funny about that, and they know it. They know that's funny.
Right.
Dave Thomas came in with what I think is a winner. I don't
All right.
know. I like it.
It's kind of a preamble to the Constitution, but
That I don't care. My heart is so full of joy right now.
okay. We'll see how it goes to the end.
All right. Well, let's begin our final descent then.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
I alluded to it earlier. This is a ghost of a pilot. Rotten Tomatoes score, no. IMDb score, no. Critic reviews, no. But viewer reviews, no.
It's a ghost pilot.
Yeah. Ooh. This is the Bruce Willis of pilots, I would say. There's
Nothing.
there's nothing out there.
Wow.
I scoured. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see directly to my bone on this finger here. That's how much I scoured.
The knuckles are bloody.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say. I want to see what other people... I know how I feel about it. I got a pretty good idea how you feel about this, but I want to know what others think. I want to compare my thoughts
You'll
to
never
others.
know.
And I'll never know.
Never.
Because if I scour the internet and nothing is out there,
Then it didn't happen.
am I going to stumble upon someone that has a review for this? No. I went out there looking for it and I couldn't find
Have
it.
you ever asked any of the people that you've dated what they thought of the show?
Of couch pilots?
No, of B men.
No.
Okay.
No, I'll start doing that. But first, we'll land the plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Ratings. Yeah, this is it. Don't let me go.
This is the whole point of listening for the past hour.
Yeah. People, we wisely do not timestamp where the ratings will be.
Right, because if we did that, people would just fast forward to it.
And I don't want that. They should experience the whole thing themselves.
The banter?
Right? Oh, I love the banter. My favorite part.
The interesting facts,
That's
the
my
fan
favorite
feedback,
part. That's my favorite part.
the breaking down the pilot.
Nope, that's my favorite part.
All of it. They're going to miss it.
And why would you want to miss it?
I wouldn't.
It all builds to this, the climax. And you know, the longer you wait to release, the better it is. So this is here. You've earned it, folks. Right here comes.
You're
the
about
climax.
ready to all over the face.
What's that?
Release all over the face.
I think we're talking about two different things.
Hockey.
Hockey.
That's what I was talking about.
1 to 7 is a scale. 1 being the worst, 7 being the best. It's taken from the classic 1990s television show Wings. It's all the characters from Wings. Number 1 is terrible. Roy Biggins. You don't want a Roy.
Sloppy. Gross. Disgusting.
This is
rude.
Yeah, all those things. This is what I say about pizza. If you have a bad piece of pizza, someone is intentionally making a bad piece of pizza. Pizza's got all the greatest things in the
Right,
world.
and that's
right?
what Roy Biggins is. He's purposely a bad
Someone
piece
is
of pizza.
purposely making a terrible pilot if you get 1. That's what that's the only
Right.
the only thing I think. 2 is a Faye Cochran. 3 is Antonio Scarpacci. 4 right down the middle, even keeled, very stoic, Joe Hackett. Number 5 is the mechanic Bud Bronsky. Used to be Lowell Mather, but friend of the show Brian Haley
Pachinski.
flipped our world upside down. Number 6 is a Helen Chappell. Number 7 is a Brian Hackett, Captain Philip Restisher, a.k.a. Captain Cheesecake. I turn to you. How do you rate B-Men?
I didn't hate this. We've seen a lot of stuff that wasn't good. I did not enjoy it near as much as you seem to have. There was a cute blonde, but like you said, she had a bad haircut. I did not like the guy who played the serial killer. I thought he wasn't scary at all. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't have an edge to him. I did like that Buck Owens was in this pilot.
Now, who is that? Who is Buck Owens?
Jim's dad.
Okay.
I'm going to give it an Antonio Scarpacci a 3.
Wow. That is disappointing to hear. But we've done this journey together over 100 episodes.
We've held hands the whole time.
We have. This hand, you can feel the bone in this one,
This
I think.
hand is your hand. This hand is my hand. From Minnesota to Panama.
I'm going to have to give this... It's right at the top. I want to give it a 7.
Give it what you feel.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
This
Wow.
this is really funny. This show is great. It is paced well.
I did write the smooth flow of show. I did write that.
It doesn't. There are a few continuity things that don't make sense, but it's a meta show. Like, it realizes it's goofy. It's doing goofy things on purpose.
I think this is the farthest apart we've ever been.
It might be.
It could be.
It is. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
I say check this out. This is funny. The characters are likable. I think they nailed it. It's funny. You have action. I don't know. Something about this
Okay.
show is great. I really enjoy it.
Don't be embarrassed.
I'm
it's
not.
fine.
Number 6. This is a 6.
Wow.
Goddamn borderline
6
7.
and a 3.
6 and a 3. Boy, and with that, we close the book on B-Men, unfortunately. And we'll never mention it again.
Yeah.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Generation X.
Whoa, boy.
Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A group of young mutants, humans with genetic variation that gives them superpowers and make them feared by the population at large, begin training at a school for heroes. Their studies are interrupted when they must rescue one of their number from a mad scientist who can enter each other's dreams. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube. Ha-ha. Ha-ha! Ha-ha!
Check us out, folks, on couchpilotspodcast.com. From there, you can go to any of our social medias, our Twitters, our Facebooks, Instagram, which is couch_pilots_podcast. And you can listen to any of our episodes there. You can email us directly from there. Send us some fan feedback. You'll get frequent flyer points. We didn't talk too much about it, but we will in the upcoming episodes. We'd love to hear from you. We have a dial-in number. And Jason, what is that dial-in number?
910 Pilots 1 910-745-6871. Call us any time of day. Leave us a message. We're going to play it right here on the show.
It doesn't cost you a dime.
No, it doesn't cost you more than a dime. It doesn't cost you less than a dime. There's no money involved.
Right. We love getting voicemails. We play them all the time. We play them all on the show, and we would love to hear from you.
Yep. All those things add up to frequent flyer points. Those are points you want. No other podcast is going to give that to you. We do it all. The pilot, the episode that we watch, it's free. The show is free. The frequent flyer points are gratis. It's all free, right?
The dial-in number is free.
What else could you ask us for?
Sex.
If you want to have sex with us, hashtag us at Encino Mom, and we'll have sex with you, all right? Captain Philip, rest assured. Anything else you'd like to mention to our frequent flyers today before we go?
You know what? In 101 episodes, I never thought we've ever been so far apart on score, but you know what? That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like we're not in a rut.
Yeah, I don't want to think what you think every time, and vice versa.
I never want to think what you think.
Oh my God,
it's scary.
You don't want in this head, buddy. I tell you that much, huh?
We love the fans. Please tell somebody about the show. Post a link to it or something on whatever social media you have. Help us out. We love all of you. That's. I just want to say I love everybody.
Yeah, I will mirror that and say, please tell people about the show. If you like this show, participate in some way, and seriously telling someone word of mouth, face to face, that you are interested in this podcast, that supports us. So does going to our website and going and clicking on our Amazon link. That helps too. That is a thing that you can do where if you click through our website, fcfnetwork.com, and click on the banner for Amazon, if you click through that, whatever you want to buy on Amazon, just like normal, you'll get it sent to your house, and for not a penny more, we get a little kickback on this, and you're supporting a mom-and-pop independent brand.
Right, and also you can go in the show notes for this episode, and we'll have the hot link to it, so you don't even have to go to the website if you don't want to. Just click on our Amazon link.
Take that link and make it one of your favorites. So every time you go to Amazon, you automatically do it. It's literally no more steps than you would normally do. Right. So do that. Check out craftbeerclub.com. Support the other shows on the network. They're all fun. They're all free. They're all out there in the ether, floating around, waiting for you. And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next time.
The Bounty Hunter.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.
You sit there if you feel comfortable. Get you a water.
I'll just grab mine upstairs, actually. I'll use the bathroom.